Oh, no thank you. Today's going to be a very slow day because we haven't got anything planned. So my plan is to do pet peeves my cat gives me, because she just is an ick. She's a walking ick. So's my dog, but they're both really walking icks. And so pet peeves my pets give me. Plan has changed. So yesterday's video, and this morning, last night really, I said I'm going to do pet peeves my animals give me. But I have decided, no, I don't want to do pet peeves. I want to do horror stories. So we'll be reading horror stories people have sent in on Reddit, and we're going to read the most creepiest ones I can find. And we all know I can't read for shit. So this is going to be a joyous moment to try and help me learn to read. My hair is always a fucking mess. So we all know I cannot read. And so I found a story. My wife has been peeking at me. God, I have my breath. My wife has been peeking at me from around the corner and behind furniture. It's gone from weird to terrifying. I'd be weirded out if I was him or her. My wife Lynn and I have been together for 6 years and married for 11 months. Our entire history together has been very normal. Never once have I noticed any weird behaviours or red flags. I can't stress enough how out of character this whole thing is for her. Lynn is a very kind, intelligent and thoughtful. She's always been the no-nonsense type of person. Being childish or trying to scare me is not something she'd normally do. She doesn't even like watching horror movies. Same. When we first started dating, she agreed to watch The Shining with me because she knew how much I loved horror. Oh God. She was so scared that she didn't even make it through half of the movie before we had to turn it off. She isn't into anything creepy and hasn't been into any pranks. It's not her cup of tea, and it's fine. But that's what was so strange about this. It's just so unlike her. I should also add that she never had any mental health issues, and as far as I'm aware, it doesn't run in her family. Need to breathe. I know some people are able to hide their mental health problems, but in 6 years we've been together, I think I'd seen some sort of sign. 2 months ago, I was in the kitchen making myself some coffee before work, and I was running a bit late in the morning and knew I wouldn't be able to make it to Dunkin' Donuts for my usual fix. I took a sip of my coffee? Sip of my coffee as I hurried down the hall to go towards the front door. What happened? Of course I start to not be able to read now. When I happened to notice Lynn peeking at me from around the corner ahead of me, I could only see her eyes and a strand of her long dark hair hanging against the wall. The rest of the body was concealed behind the corner. I nearly spilled my coffee when I saw her. I did burn the shit out of my lips. Geez, Lynn, I said, wiping a few drops off coffee from my pants. You scared the shit out of me. She immediately popped out of view like a little kid had been caught. I heard her scurry off towards the living room, and by the time I got to the front door, she was out of sight. It was really weird and totally out of character for her, like I said, but I also found it kind of funny that she's being more playful and less serious. After that, I loved her and called her a weirdo as I shut the door behind me and heard her laughing. Her behaviour was a bit odd, but it certainly wasn't something to call a priest over. Fucking hell. I forgot about it by lunch, and by the time I got home, she was her normal self. I didn't bring it up, neither did she. Life went on. The incident happened 3 days later. It was around 2 a.m. and I had woken up to get a drink. I was standing at the kitchen aisle, jug of OJ in my hand, when I felt a strong feeling that I was being watched. For whatever reason, I looked down at the floor and saw my wife's smiling face back at me. Oh! She was peeking at me from the other side of the counter, smiling up, with her wide, unblinking eyes, grinning like a Cheshire cat. Oh! No, thank you. Oh my God, I'm getting shivers now. Ew. I screamed, I'll miss it. Not out of irritation, but fear. For some reason, at that moment, I was scared. Not the sound of my scream, At the sound of my scream, Lynn scuttled backwards out of my view, her hands and feet smacking the tile floor as she hurried out of the kitchen on all fours. I didn't run after her or even yell after her. I just stood there frozen in shock, wondering what the best to do that. Took me a little longer than I admitted to go back upstairs, but I did eventually. When I got to her bedroom, Lynn was lying on her side asleep, at least pretend to be asleep. I stood there for a while, watching her breathing to be sure she was really asleep. Oh, that freaked me out. I had the feeling she might have jumped out at me at the moment I got into bed, but she didn't. I climbed into bed and she didn't even move. Her breathing was soft and deep, and I was staring at her, wondering if I dreamt the whole thing. I would have hoped. I would have been like, The moment I waited for her to come down for coffee and after handing her a mug and kiss her cheek, I decided to ask, what was that last night? I asked, keeping my tone light so she didn't offend or embarrass her. She frowned over a cup of coffee, shaking her head like she had no clue what I was referring to. You're peeking at me again from over there? As I pointed to the spot on the floor by the kitchen idol. She followed my gaze, and when she looked back at me, she burst out laughing. She laughed so hard I couldn't help but join her. Where is it? You creep me the sometimes, you know that, I said. She giggled, set her coffee on the side and wrapped her arms around my neck. You creep me out all the time, so I guess we're even, she teased. We said our goodbyes and left for work. As I drove, I kept thinking about how creepy it had been seeing her grin at me from behind the counter like that. The sound her hands made on the floor as she crawled away. I told myself she was trying to be silly, just trying to join me in my love of all things horror. It's not like I was afraid of her, but it didn't sit right with me. It wouldn't sit right with me either. Oh. I started seeing her peek out more and more. Sometimes she'd be peeking out from behind the couch or the living room curtains. Once she even managed to get inside her grandmother's old trunk that sits at the foot of our bed. I might not have been known she was there at all had the trunk's old hinges not given it away. She had the lid propped up just enough that only half her face peeked out through. Ah! She'd been grinning like an excited toddler. It was unnerving. I didn't even know what to say to her. All I could do was stare. When I finally found my voice, I asked her why on earth was she doing this. She didn't answer, but she slowly closed the lid, shutting herself inside the trunk. I just walked away feeling disturbed. I would too. I don't understand why she was doing it, but it clearly made her happy. I just hoped she would tire of the game quickly. Lynn didn't peek at me for the next 2 weeks, thank God. Started thinking she was done with her weird pranks, and I was relieved. We were watching a show on Netflix one night and jokingly said that I hadn't seen her peek around lately and she must have given up on her spy game. She looked at me with a small smile and said, maybe I've just gotten better at it. I didn't say anything, but I wondered whether or not she was joking. For the next few days, I couldn't stop thinking about what she said. Was she still peeking at me when I wasn't looking? Was I just not noticing? And if so, what the hell was she getting out of this? I started feeling paranoid, constantly checking whether she was watching from around the corner or behind the door. I was jumpy. Whenever I was home, she wasn't fully in view of me. I felt stupid and a little crazy. I would too, boy. After a few weeks, without an incident, I began to relax. I stopped checking behind furnitures and walls and told myself it's just a bad memory. Then a few days ago, things got much worse. Lynn left to go to a friend and I lounged around the house, played a couple of games on my laptop. Ah, no. Lynn... Around 9 p.m, I hopped in the shower and I was washing the soap from my hair. I felt that awful feeling that I was being watched. I slowly opened my eyes and almost had a attack. Lynn was peeking from behind the shower curtain, her entire head stretched into the shower, leaving just her body outside. Her long, dark hair hung against the curtain, the ends dripping with water. Her mouth hung open in a terrifying grin, eyes wide and red, as if she hadn't blinked in a while. I screamed, jumped back against the wall. She didn't move, nor did her smile waver. Her makeup ran down her cheeks in 2 black streaks. She looked giddy and completely deranged. I was terrified. I would be too. Why wouldn't you? Oh, that's my worst nightmare. Someone in the bathroom with you while you're having a shower, peeking their head round, grinning. We stood at that for a few moments, neither of us saying a word. Finally, what felt like forever, she slowly pulled her head back out the shower and I watched her blurry figure through the curtains as she moved backwards towards the bathroom door. A second later, the door slammed shut, hard enough to rat the mirror. I screamed again and jumped out of the shower to lock the door. I stayed inside the bathroom for over an hour. Maybe I overreacted to some of you, but joke or not, I wasn't going to put up with the crazy shit anymore. Fact. And that's what I kept telling myself as I paced my bathroom, stopping to listen to every door every few minutes. Oh, suddenly I heard a muffled sound and I pressed my ear against the bathroom door, straining to listen. I couldn't hear anything, but envious Lynn stand the other side door giggling at her own joke. I felt a surge of anger. I was beyond pissed at being made feeling scared in my own home. I made to hide in the bathroom for an hour, all of what? Some joke? If it was a joke, it was an awful one. What the Lynn, I snapped. This shit is getting really annoying. I waited for her to apologise or call me a jerk, but instead I heard a faint moan, so quiet, I wondered if I heard it at all. Lynn, I called out, not being able to hide the shakiness of my voice. I get no response, just my heavy breathing. I swear to God, it's just stop it, I yelled, pounding my fist up to the door. Wait for her to cuss me out, something I would expect for me talking to her like this. I never screamed at her before. There was nothing, just occasional drip from the shower head. I won't deny that I was scared, too afraid to open the damn door, my face to face my own wife. I waited another 30 minutes or so, which felt like a lifetime, and when you're scared, finally I decided to open the door. I wasn't expecting to spend the night hiding in my bathroom. So I got down on my knee, peered around the door. I almost expected to see Lynn's peeking back at me, but thankfully I didn't. Ugh. I could see straight down the hallway to the top of the stairs, but no Lynn. I didn't know if I should be happy about that or not. I looked for a few minutes and waited to see her head pop around the top step, but it never came. Get a priest! Get someone to come and exorcise the bitch. Get rid of her. Mate, in the shower, I have my phone in the bathroom, usually listening to music while I'm watching something while I'm in the bath, but, I'd ring, her mother and be like, come get this child, come, a woman, come get her, she's acting weird, she's done this, and I'm terrified. Plus, she may not have a bloody nose by then, because if someone's peeking from the round corner, off, it's me. Hello. I decided I'm going to split this video, because as much as I'm getting involved, I don't think my phone, because I film on my phone, will be able to do an hour-long or half an hour-long video. And so 10 minutes is enough, and I'm halfway through the story, so whenever I can, I'm going to upload the other half. Tomorrow, I think, is a vlog, hopefully. So I think we're going out somewhere tomorrow. But on a day where I've got nothing, I'm going to grab the rest of the footage and be like, guess what? I got this still.